Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lynn, the Leather Bag Lady. How are you all today on this beautiful, sunny Wednesday? But it is freaking cold out there. I was just out talking to Carlos, who is the manager of the place. He's measuring my lot. We'll talk about that in a minute. And I was talking to the neighbor across the street, Ziggy, who I have met briefly, but had a little chat. He's standing out there in a t-shirt. He was shivering like crazy, 83-year-old man. So, Leather Bag Lady weather report. It's beautiful. There is not well, I guess there's a few clouds in the sky now, but it is sunny, sunny, sunny. But it is cold. I did go for my walk this morning, long underwear, the whole bit. And I didn't do my weights just because I had a Zoom counseling session with my counselor. And then I had to go into Orangeville to pay the balance of my trip in January. Now, I did have a little look on the Transat website, and my trip is $400 or $500 cheaper on the website. So I don't know. I might just, I don't know. For me, when we went to the Dominican in April this year, we were standing in line and there were people all around us that had paper copies of things, and we were having trouble getting onto the internet in the airport, and it was a little panicky for a moment or two. So for this first round of solo trips, I think I'm just happy to pay the extra to use the travel agent. So I am going to go back. I broke my finger. Remember when did I tell you I fell over 2 or 3 weeks ago? I was at Pamela's, and my biker boots, they come off very easy on one leg, but the leg that I have a little bit of arthritis in my ankle is quite permanently swollen. So they do not come off very easily on that side. So I was taking them off. I lost my balance. I went down on one knee. My knee was a mess. And I think I've broken this, whatever it is, this knuckle joint right here. It is so painful. And I whacked it yesterday when I was barbecuing. So it's a little sore today. So yes, I went and paid the balance of my trip. As I said, I need the comfort that the travel agent has all my documents. I don't have a printer here. I don't have any of that. So you know what? I'm probably paying a very hefty premium for the travel agent services, but I'm going to make them work for it. That is for sure. So when I come back first week in January, I'm going to meet with her and she's going to have a look. It's looking like it could be Cuba. I've never been to Cuba. I mean, Cuba is not known for its dietary choices at the moment. It's not known for its booze choices at the moment, actually. And it's not known for being able to keep the lights on. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure. I even kind of thought maybe I would do a 3-4 days in the falls. I just do not want to be here snowed in on my birthday. That's not happening. But I would much rather be somewhere getting a tan. That is for sure. I am such a sun worshiper. I know I shouldn't be. So for me to go away on my own, it is a-okay. I have got books. I have purchased a couple of self-help, get over your divorce books. I'm actually doing so much better, but I still will endeavor to read them. I'm going to be redoing parts of my business plan for the new year. I deactivated most of my listings last night. So as I said, I am going to be taking some bags with me, but not very many. So that's just the way it's going. I went to FedEx today to see about those flat rate shipping boxes. Must be something maybe they're doing in the States because it's not the case here. I reached out to one of my Etsy customers who lives in Dundas to see if we could meet up and I could give her item. No response. So I'm not sure. I don't know whether to overpay and just send everything with FedEx. I don't know. I mean, if I refund them, then I at least have the opportunity to resell the item at some point, as opposed to just taking the hit with the shipping. Because I mean, the shipping is going to pretty well be the cost of the bag. So I don't really know what to do. Nobody's squawking at me. Nobody's, I've kept in touch with their, it's only three items. So, anyway, I mean, it's absolutely crap that, we're coming up for December 1st. I have 4 sales to show for November. And I mean, thank goodness the shows have happened. But wouldn't it have been wonderful to be able to have the benefit of both my online sales and my in-person sales? I mean, that really would have set me up for success. But of course, that is not going to happen. And I've been watching a little bit of my Gary Vaynerchuk, and he is really touting live sales next year, 2025. He said in-person live selling is going to be huge. And he's talking about this website called Whatnot, which I don't know. I had a little tiny look at it when I was sitting watching my movies last night, but maybe I'll take a deep dive into that whilst I'm in Sarnia. So I leave tomorrow. Gave Keith my key this morning, saw him drive by and stop at one of my neighbors. So I ran out, gave him my key. Just trying to, I'm going to forget stuff. I forget stuff on a good day. So, we'll see what it is I forget. But the beauty is I'm just in Sarnia. And if it's that desperately important, I can just go and get another one or whatever. So yeah, it's coming down to crunch time now. And, told you yesterday, changed my name back to Gled Hill. So put that on Facebook, and that just was just a hoot, with all, family and friends kind of responding to that. And my cousin Leah in Winnipeg, she's like, "You're a tailor." I'm like, "Yes, I am, but I am not paying $200 plus to change my name back to Taylor. I've been a Gled Hill longer than I've been a Taylor. So you know what? Gled Hill it is. It's my kid's name. I don't care, just as long as it wasn't Murray. Oh my God. It was like a punch in the face every time I would take my phone out, every time I would go on in YouTube. I mean, I changed it very quickly, which in hindsight, yes, it was poking. It was like, waving a red flag at a bull. It really was. But I didn't think there was any problem with it. I mean, he told me to leave. So why would he be upset that I changed my name? He wanted me gone. So, and I put single. I didn't know you could put separated, blah-de-blah-de-blah. But anyway, it's all done now officially. I mean, God knows when I'll get my new driver's license and health card with the postal. So Carlos, the park manager, just measured my lot. I have a 30 by 60 lot. That's like double the size of my house in Hamilton. And I found out recently, I think I told you that one of the owners of the Two Cougars in a Cafe has a trailer here. And I know exactly where her trailer is. So Elaine and I will be getting together in the summertime, for sure. And, just upwards and onwards. I hope this frickin' postal strike doesn't last. You know what? My fourth quarter is in the garbage anyway. So, I mean, I am, like I said, I've deactivated everything just because I can't put my hands on my bags. My neighbors, I met them at the storage unit today, gave them a key and password. They're going to use it to put some stuff. They're going to Newfoundland, so they're not going to be in and out of it at all. I will be back in January, so hopefully this whole shit show will correct itself by then. I'm going to start doing sales in town at the library, get rid of all this kind of dead stock that I have. And I am going to hopefully visit Hobby Lobby with my Auntie Anna when I'm in Sarnia, because that is the mecca of craft stores. So I am seriously going to be doing some very heavy research on my tassels and my straps, because I need to diversify. And I also need to cut down on the amount of stock that I have. So my intention, I am going to thrift in Sarnia, especially if Canada Post gets back on track, because I would like to have some items to share with you. And then obviously ship and whatever. Somehow I don't see that happening. I mean, if they do take the strike away, they said there's something like over 1 million packages that are just sitting. And that's not even the stuff that people are desperate to mail and run to the post office. I mean, it's going to be lineups. So I'm not into all that crap. I ain't got time for that. So it's going to be a bit of a non-entity for the winter. I am going to try and connect with some of the local areas around here. Where's my book? I wrote down some of the places. So I'll read them out to you. Just, you never know, you might live in one of them. So there's Mulmer, Shelburne, Orangeville, Bellwood, Alma, Arthur, Drayton, Listowel, Palmerston, Harriston, Mount Forest, Hanover, Acton, Stratford, Ayton, Durham, Dundalk, Singhampton, Barhead, which is a place in Scotland, Flesherton, Angus, Durham, Elmira, Linwood, Milverton, Stainer, Paisley, another place in Scotland, Chesley, Caledon, Fergus, Roxeter, Newcomseth, and Mildmay. Cool names, huh? And then there's a whole bunch of other ones that I have listed. And these are places that are within reach. So I am going to spend some serious time over the winter coming up with a new business plan. Something that, still holds my online footprint, because I'm not going to stop talking to you guys at all. But I don't want it to be a pressure situation. I mean, I am 80% sure I'm going to be going back to work, even just for a couple of years, just to kind of, get to know my area, get to know my surroundings, meet some new people. All my friends online they're going to stage an intervention if I meet, because on Facebook, there was a thing that said, I'm not done making bad decisions. I'm sure I've got one more left this year. And all my friends are like, well, if it involves a man, you need to run it past us first. And Lynn, my friend in St. Catharines, is like, well, we need to form an intervention team. And I said, well, make sure you call my mom and dad. Make sure you call my sister and brother-in-law, and make sure you call the kids, because they're like, no more, Mom. And I'm like, listen, I am only 56 years old. I am not going to be on my own for the rest of my life. Even my counselor today, Ted, he's like, Lynn, you come on the Zoom screen and you just light up the whole thing. And I'm like, I think he's a little too Team Lynn, to be honest. But I do. I have a very bright and bubbly personality normally when I'm not boo-hooing because, I'm in a divorce. But I have a very, very outgoing personality. I'm a lot of fun to be around, I think, anyway. And I haven't really, this situation hasn't really knocked my confidence at all. 21 pounds? Woohoo! I weighed myself this morning, 21 beautiful pounds. Tried on a whole bunch of stuff last night because I'm, what am I taking? What am I not taking? And there were some pants I had to put away because they are just too big. When they fit you when you first put them on, and within an hour you can literally go to the washroom and not even undo them. I have a bigger tummy than anything else, and that is just the way it is. So I find that if I get a pair of pants that fits my stomach, the ass is hanging, the legs are hanging, and I got a nice butt and I got nice legs, if I do say so myself. And I don't want to, my mom's calling, I'm going to cancel that for now. So I want to accentuate the parts of me that I quite like. I'm going to be doing some good workouts in Sarnia. I'm going to join my cousin's gym for the month. I think I shared that with you already. So I'm going to get some squats in and some leg press and all that kind of stuff that I haven't been able to do up here. And there is a gym in Shelburne that I am either going to look at buying, some gyms you can buy 10 visits or 15 visits or whatnot, because I really only need the gym for my leg day. I've got up to 15 I could maybe stretch to 20 pounds, but you know what? it's volume of reps and lighter weights at my age. I mean, I do not feel 56 years old. I feel like $1,000,000, actually. I mean, good days, bad days still, but it's getting a lot better. It really, really is. And I am so happy to say that. I really am. It has been the worst 4 months. Well, I'm not going to say of my life because I've had some pretty shit breakups in the past. But I have never, even Ted and I were talking about that today, my counselor. I said, I have never experienced anything like this. The complete and utter, like, just removal of what was going to be the rest of my life. And mourning that, like everything went away. My future, my husband, my house, my everything went away, where I live. The only thing that has come of it is I am so much closer to my friends. I'm so much closer to my family. And I mean, that can't be a bad thing. And to you guys, I mean, again, I will never stop saying it. You guys really helped me through this. And I mean, we're not out of the woods yet. But this Christmas will be tough. He has a big birthday next month. And, I will be thinking of him on that day. Of course I will. And Christmas, I will wake up thinking of him, I'm sure. But I'm a bit of a bah humbug anyway. Because, I mean, even last year, we were talking about it today and I mean, I don't know if any of you, I'm sure there's those of you out there who have been divorced and whatnot, but I have never been in a relationship where there was a deep emotional connection. Like this relationship I just had, I felt like I'd never been in love like that before because it was so overwhelming. But upon reflection, it was all very topical. There was no hour-long conversations about just stuff. There was no physical intimacy beyond just sex, and I mean, he tried to call it making love a few times, and it was sex. I mean, it was good sex, but it was just sex. And I've never had that. I've never had a kind of spiritual, emotional, deeply, deeply, deeply founded connection with anybody. I've never had it. And I'm scared of it. I really am. Because in order to have that, obviously I'm going to have to. I mean, I tried. I mean, we had a very big wobble this time last year. It kind of started. And then like January, it really came to a head. And we were splitting then, actually. And I asked him not to go and he didn't. And I recognized that I wasn't 100% in at that time. I mean, yes, I was married and I was making crazy suggestions about things. I didn't like the domesticity of being a stay-at-home wife. And I think if I had to do it again, the first thing I would have done was gone and got a job, because that way it would have completely eliminated the guilt I would feel about being at home all day working, but having to call, what time is it? I've got to start dinner and I got to grocery shop for dinner. And it was such an interruption to my day. It really was. And I really started to resent it. And just the whole, I mean, laundry I didn't care about. I mean, I don't mind doing laundry at all. The cleaning, he didn't really care either, but somebody had to clean everything. And it was always me because I was home. And just, yeah, it was just not, it would just, I knew that I didn't know at the time, but when we kind of regrouped and we went to, I sold my house, and that's kind of why I sold my house. Like I realized that I had kind of a toe out the door, just a toe, not a lot. I mean, I married the man. I loved the man. I was not, playing games or anything, but I didn't realize that I wasn't 100% in it. And when that happened, and I had to really face the fact that I constantly was talking about my single life and how it was not as bad as I thought and blah, 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 blah. I thought, you know what? You've got to stop that. And I did. Didn't talk about it anymore. If the house was the problem, then let's sell it. Like, we are a team. We were never a team, ever. Well, I mean, we moved well. And to be honest, with my kid's dad, we did that really well too. Anything that didn't require emotion or, kind of meaningful conversation, I have a pattern. We have established that I have a pattern with men who cannot be emotionally mature or available. I have a pattern, and I don't know why that is. I'm a very strong woman. And maybe that's what it is, because I don't know, I need to be in charge or something. Like, I don't think so. I mean, he dictated pretty well everything. When we went to bed, when we ate, when we got up, when we went away, he dictated everything. And I was left with the domestic stuff, paying the bills and, all that shit. I mean, he did help me, but he didn't have to worry about when the gas bill was due, when the mortgage was due, when the insurance was due, and when the storage unit was due, and when he didn't have to worry about any of that. So, I've never had, and I mean, Ted has said to me, never say never, because I'm like, it is never happening again. Never, ever, ever. And he's like, when you connect with somebody on that really emotional level, I said, yes, but in order to do that, I have to make myself vulnerable. And I did that in the last 6 months. Well, it'll be 9 months now, because it's 4 months today, 27th of July. It's 4 months today. And that's when I got on the scale and I was 21 pounds. I was like, woohoo! But I have to make myself emotionally available. Like, really emotionally available. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that. As we sit 4 months in, I'm just not sure I'm going to be able to do that. And I mean, Ted's so disappointed because he's like, don't have that attitude. You're such a wonderful person. And look at all the friends you've had for 20, 30, 40 years that have reached out to help you and offer you somewhere to stay. And he said, if you were a jerk, that wouldn't be happening. And I'm like, it's not that I think I'm a jerk. I'm emotionally a little bit damaged now, more so than I was before, because like I said, I have never had anything like this happen to me where I have felt so disposable and so replaceable. Just, when you break up, you at least, I don't know, in my experience, you at least have a dialogue. You at least explore the possibility of, is this really done? Is this, and I mean, I honest to goodness thought that that's what we would do. I said we would never talk about this again, but I'm talking about it from a completely different viewpoint. It's reflective now. It's not emotional. I mean, believe me, I still get emotional, and December will be an emotional time, but it's very reflective. Like, I'm learning. I'm listening to all these podcasts when I go for my walks every day, and I'm trying to find out where I fit in that dynamic. The personality type these podcasts are highlighting, it's, some of the traits are bang on in my He Who Shall Not Be Mentioned. And some of them, are very subtle and very covert, but they are definitely there. That is for sure. And I mean, I'm seeing some stuff in myself, which kind of freaked me out a little bit also, but I mean, you're always going to learn and you're always going to educate yourself. And that's just the way it goes. And being able to kind of have these daily vlogs now, which is just me shooting the shit with you and reminiscing and talking about this, that, and the other. And a wall and a half more in my bathroom. I really can't be bothered, but I don't want to leave the paint for a month because chances are I've already replaced rollers and replaced trays, and money's starting to get a little bit not problematic, but I mean, this winter is going to cost me a few bucks, and I don't give a rat's ass. But I am going, especially with the postal strike and everything that's been going on. I'm going to have to really, be good with my money, which I am. I am stupid good with my money, which is why, I didn't give anybody any of it. Well, I did give him some of it. I had to. Well, I didn't have to, but I did. Just because it was the right thing to do. And, and that's just the way I was raised. It's the type of person I am. And, that's it. And he's not 100%. I mean, he has allowed me to use his benefits, and I am so appreciative of that. I really, really am. I got to go back on the 6th to get the last stage of this tooth done. And I need new glasses, and I don't even know if glasses are part of the benefit package, but anyway, what are you going to do? 25 minutes. Oh my goodness me. Nora, if you're still with me, girl, love you. So have a great rest of the day, everybody. Tomorrow I might be able to talk to you tomorrow. Maybe not. I got to take the car in at 8:30. The heater is working, has been for 2 or 3 days, but I'm going to get them to look at it anyway. And then I'm going to come back. I'm going to load a few things up in the car right now. And I'm hungry. I am really hungry. So I brought some of my mom's butter chicken sauce back. So I've got a couple of chicken breasts. I'm going to cook them up. And probably too much to eat. I am having a couple of vodkas tonight. I'm going to cheers the holiday season in my unit here, because I won't be back now until the new year. And I'm going to have a little chat with some of my girls tonight. And yeah, it's a little bit of a, fuck you to 2024. That's basically what it will be. Sorry if that offended anybody, but really sorry, not sorry. I love it here. I love my home. I wish it was a little bit more close to everybody. That's terrible English, but you know what I mean. But it's only going to get better. I'm only going to get to know more people. Once I get a job, I'm going to have, connections in the community, and it's only going to get better. And some fantastic man is going to meet me one day, might be a year, 2, 3, I don't care when it is. And I am going to have that meaningful, mature communication, intimacy, relationship. I just am. And I'm going to be on the lookout for all the other scammers that are out there. I'm going to be lookout for anybody else who wants to take advantage of me and what little I have. I'm so much more educated now. I really, really am. And it's just the only place I can go is up. Because let's face it, the crux of this heartbreak was Labor Day long weekend. And I've never felt pain like that in my life. I really haven't. I mean, I've had some tough breakups, but I have never, ever been brought to my knees like that. And I am so proud of myself that I didn't stick around for 5, 10, 15 years of this nonsense. And I am so proud of myself that I've been able to keep going, keep running my business, keep connections with my friends, connections with you guys, connections with my workplace, connections with my business. At times, I don't know how I did it. I really don't. And just reflecting, we're coming to the end of the year, and I'm just reflecting, and I'm doing the work. I really am doing the work, and I'm going to be better for it. And you know what? World, watch out. Bye, everybody.